What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? Let's have a look at a couple more really rad Mego figures. Now, when I opened up the package of my ET figure, I showed off the Frankenstein's monster here. But I had also made mention that I had the Screaming Werewolf, and I just realized I never made a video about it. So why not cram them all together? So here in front of us we have from the current line, this Frankenstein, and this is from Wave 3, I believe. I'm not really keeping up on that. I'm literally just kind of cherry picking what figures I do want to collect from these Mego lines. Only because I'm not really into all of them, and I'm not a completionist or anything like that. But I did pick up Face of the Screaming Werewolf about 2 months ago or something like that. And I actually found this one in Target, which for me around here is pretty rare. Most of the time I have to go elsewhere. Like my last Frankenstein one, a buddy of mine found it at his Target. I sent him the scratch for it, and he sent it out to me. Whereas this one here I also got online from the Big Bad Toy Store.com or something like that. So let's have a look at the Face of the Screaming Werewolf first, since I've had this one in my collection for a while. Now, I know a lot of people were really disappointed with these card backs. They kind of don't bother me. They kind of give it more of that vintage flair. Not from anything in particular I can think of, but it still screams kind of a vintage vibe to me. Though, now looking at their current wave of figures, I do think that's a better aesthetic. But this has never bothered me. So let's look at the face of the creature here. And on first glance, with the shininess of the browns and blacks, it kind of looks like sculpted poo-poo. And I'm pretty sure anyone who's reviewed this has made mention of that before. Now, there is another version of this in the current line on the new backs. And if I recall correctly, he's in different clothes. He's got a blue plaid shirt, and he might even have black pants as opposed to these dark green ones, olive-colored pants. But either way, sculpt on this guy is amazing. I like the likeness over here of him from the flick. Now, I've never seen the movie Face of the Screaming Werewolf. Maybe I should look that up. So I honestly don't know. And this one here, I know you can't see it because of the weird glittery thing from the sticker, but it's 303 of 10,000. So that's pretty cool. I got a low number. Not that I truly give a shit about stuff like that, but love this artwork. This is amazing stuff. This dude's about to get tossed, and she's about to get tossed. Yeah, if you see the movie, tell me what happens after. Does he eat her? Does he take her as his bride? What happens there? But either way, I absolutely love that kind of artwork, especially like the artwork on vintage Halloween records. God, man, I love that shit. And, you know, the rest of the back is your typical fanfare stuff, you know, officially licensed, retro packaging, pose the figure any way you like, original Mego toy line quality, and all that stuff. And since I haven't opened mine, I can't really attest to the quality of the figures themselves. But from other reviewers, it seems like they're pretty groovy. You take that information however you need to take it, whether you trust it or not, I don't know. So Marty Abrams presents Mego Trivia. You know, what is the other film that this character was based off of, basically? And let's see, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. La Casa de Terror, House of Terror. So yeah, so that's the Face of the Screaming Werewolf. I don't know if I will get the new one. I am kind of cherry picking which ones I do grab. And at the end of this video, of course, I'll tell you what I'm after. And if you happen to see them in your stores, message me. Let me know, hey, I found one at my store. Would you like it? If I have the money, I'll send it out to you. If not, I'll just wait till I either find it or I order it online, much like I did with this guy. Now, I got lucky and I found the Big Bad Toy Store. I forgot they existed. But I only paid the retail for this, $14.99 plus whatever shipping it cost to get it to me. So I got them for under 20 bucks versus some places are already selling for $19.99 plus shipping, and I don't get it. I don't get it. These are $15 figures, and I suppose if someone's willing to pay that, que sera, sera. But you know what? Though the packaging bugged people on these ones, I do think this represents things a lot better anyway, and I really do enjoy this one. It keeps slipping my mind what actual film this is from. Oh, it's not one of the Hammer ones. It's not official actual Frankenstein, but regardless, Universal monsters and stuff like that. But either way, here's Frankenstein's monster, and he is a little bit different than the one we already got. Now, I'm not into buying variants. But this one was too cool to pass up. Now, the only real major difference between this figure, and we'll do a comparison here in a little bit, is, of course, his skin and his arms and hands are glow in the dark. And he's got black coat and black pants and a gray shirt compared to the other one, which was like an olive and a black t-shirt. This one comes with actual shackles instead of just a chain. And this really nifty background. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be a steel door? Is that supposed to be a film reel? I don't know. But it's got a splotch of blood on the back, and that's pretty cool. And I do like now that they're actually putting in that it's from their horror line and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. And it says here I got 6,398 of however many they reproduce. And that's another thing. I hope in seeing that it's not limited to just like, say, 10,000 like the last couple of waves, because it's making a few figures almost impossible to find. I don't think I would have ever gotten the other Frankenstein if my buddy Joe, Coleco Joe, didn't find it for me in a store locally around him. I would have had to pay a ridiculous online price, but I jumped on this as soon as I could in the event that I couldn't. And there are a few more that I do want to get. So we'll look at the back. Again, more amazing artwork, the glow-in-the-dark feature sticker. Now, I would have liked if they made that an actual sticker. I said sticker, it's printed on there. Because if I recall, a lot of the figures back in the day, especially like the Remco Mini Monsters, when they decided to go glow-in-the-dark, I believe that was a sticker they put on the first run of the glow ones until they made a new card. I could be wrong on that. Go ahead and correct me down below if you want to. I don't care either way. But I think it would have been a nice touch if that was an actual sticker. That's pretty cool. So we have more trivia here. Where does the monster go after murdering Victor Frankenstein's wife? I believe it was the North Pole. Yes, it was. The North Pole. So, yeah. That is my new Mego Frankenstein glow-in-the-dark, 14 points of articulation, 8 inches action figure. So I just so happen to have my other Frankenstein's monster here. And we'll just compare the two. Again, the sculpts are exactly the same. And it's basically just an aesthetic thing that's changed. Though, again, I normally don't go with the whole variance thing, but there was enough different on this one. Plus, he's glow-in-the-dark. Come on. Glow-in-the-dark Frankenstein's monsters rule all the way across the board. So, but everything else is pretty much exactly the same. What's weird, though, with the painted face, he has a different look, even though I know the heads are the same. And this one kind of looks like my dad. I would put a picture up so you could see a side-by-side, but I'm looking through the viewfinder, and honestly, you're not seeing the features that I'm seeing because of it being a solid color, and the light's obviously not reflecting it like your eyeballs would if you were watching it. But you see, he's got that real thick shackle and chains versus just a dangly chain for whatever reason on this side. And the backs are a little bit different, but still, actually, I kind of like this artwork better. I think that's a better representation, though they used the universal font style stuff there. And they actually used the original Frankenstein's monster here, which I don't know if they had Mr. Karloff's likeness rights or not. It must have. I mean, they sold them, right? And it wasn't like it was an under-the-radar kind of thing. I do like that it represents it better on this side either way. So, guys, I guess in a way that was a re-review of my original Frankenstein, along with the face of the Screaming Werewolf, and I'm absolutely loving these figures, and it's one of the rare times that I am not actually opening my figures and displaying them properly. Maybe down the line I will when I have an actual shelf that I can do that with. But either way, guys, I'm getting out of breath here, so let me know what you think about these. Have you been collecting this line? How many of them do you have? Tell me which ones are your favorites. So far, I can't decide between these two. Of course, he would be a close third since I only have the 3. These would be my top 2. I'm really interested in getting the new Dracula. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't get the original one because I think the cape with the red on the new line of figures looks fucking phenomenal. So I'm probably going to get Dracula. I know I'm going to get Nosferatu. I may get the variant of this. I don't know. And there's like a couple other here and there. I'm not really interested in the Freddy Krueger one unless I can get one like on clearance or something like that. If they made a Jason Voorhees one, that would fucking rule. I do have a 6-scale mask that may work for these. I doubt it. Might be too big. Maybe I'll do a custom one like I did with my custom Michael Myers that I used their Action Jackson doll to make. But either way, guys, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think of the new Mego glow-in-the-dark Dark Frankenstein. Have you been seeing these in stores yet? Because I know my stores don't have them yet. And go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the creep is positive. And until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye.